Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Christos Vayanos. I'm the Director of Musical Development at Group Muse. And this evening's concert, thanks for joining us by the way, is part of our planetary music movement here at Group Muse, which is an initiative that honors and celebrates the art, voices, and stories of Black musicians and composers of our time. Tonight, we're very pleased to welcome the multi-talented soprano and actress Rebecca Hargrove, who will be performing a selection of songs accompanied by pianist Micheal Sheppard. Rebecca recorded these works over the past few days, and we decided the best way for her to share them with you would be for her to join us here on this live stream so she can offer a little context about the composition she chose and what the experience of performing them means to her personally. So, without further ado, I'm going to welcome Rebecca.
Hi, hello. Thank you all for being here this evening. It means so much to have you in attendance, and thank you so much to Group Muse for having me. I also have to give another special shout out to my pianist, Micheal Sheppard, for taking part in this endeavor, and to my high school, the Baltimore School for the Arts, for allowing me to use my beloved old high school recital hall to record these pieces in. So just jumping right in, I've entitled this recital 4 because at the beginning of the year, as we all know, pandemic aside, our country was going through a lot socially with social justice. And as a Black musician, I just find it harder and harder as the years go by to not say something with my art and use my art for activism. So as I was perusing music, I started getting inspired by lyrics and poetry and a lot of songs by African-American composers. And they started reminding me of people like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. And I just was emotionally pulled in by these pieces. So each piece tonight is a dedication, not just for those singular people, but for the countless others we don't know about, for the ones that we don't know their names, we don't say their names, and they might not become a hashtag, but their stories are still real and are still rooted in the history of this country. So to start off this evening, I'd like to present the first set, which is a set of John Work songs. The first one is Dancing in the Sun, and the second is Soliloquy. And I picked these songs as I was thinking of children, because so often when we think about violence and brutality, we think of the adults, but Black children are also experiencing this. Children like Tamir Rice and Trayvon Martin and Elijah McClain. And Dancing in the Sun is about a young boy that just enjoys the company of his own shadow as he dances with it. And Soliloquy is about enjoying life so much that if death be only half as sweet of it, then I will not fear. So without further ado, the first set by John Work. So the next set of songs I've decided to dedicate to the women of this, for lack of a better word, say movement of Black Lives Matter, Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland to be specific, but as I've noted before, there are so many whose names we may never know. And the first song is The Glory of the Day Was in Her Face by Florence Price. And then the second song is Since You Went Away by Leslie Adams, who is also an Oberlin alumna. And so these pieces I picked because obviously the glory of the day was in her face. These were beautiful Black women. They were successful women in their own right, and their lives were just so shamelessly taken from them. Sandra, to be specifically, they would like for us to believe, took her own life, but I think we know better than that. And Breonna, her murderers have been yet to been brought to justice. So I just wanted to honor these women and honor the movement that they've been a part of, not willingly, but because of their sacrifices, we've been able to shed light on the injustices and inequalities in our justice system, the lack of justice in the system, rather. So next is The Glory of the Day Was in Her Face and Since You Went Away. Ooh. It's really hard not to think about all the people we've lost when singing that one. So I kind of just like started feeling that one again, even watching it back. Yeah, I'm unloading a lot on you all this evening. So thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being engaged. I'm getting a lot of text messages right now that you're all enjoying it. So thank you. The next set, and yes, so the next set that I wanted to present to you all is I've focused on women. Obviously, I have to focus on men. And the next song is Grief by William Grant Still, who is also another OB grad for my OBs on the live stream right now. William Grant Still is most notably recognized as one of the first leading African-American composers in classical music, with the African-American Symphony. So you may recall his name from that. But Grief, I chose because it seems like we're just in a perpetual state of grief and trying to, in the process of mourning one person and we lose another. And it could be just in the movement. It could be personally. I mean, this year has just been a lot of mourning. We're mourning jobs, we're mourning lifestyles, people we've lost to coronavirus. There's just so much. So I felt like even though the song is entitled Grief, it is encouraging you to lift yourself up and to raise your head from your hands. And the following piece after that is A Good Assassination Should Be Quiet by David N. Baker. And this piece I was not familiar with at all, but is actually what inspired me to program the recital in this way. Initially, when Group Muse reached out to me, I said, well, I could always do my Poulenc and I can always sing some Strauss and some Verdi songs would be great. And then I came across this song that just so deeply struck me. And the first person I thought of was George Floyd. Obviously, what a very public assassination. But there were so many others. Philando Castile, I remember watching his passing on Facebook Live, thinking it was a movie, because I think we as people now in this digital age are so desensitized to real violence that it's just week after week, month after month, year after year, we're constantly seeing these videos of people dying in front of us. Eric Gardner, just all of these deaths that you, in a way, get desensitized to the magnitude of what it means. So a good assassination must be quiet and occupy the heart for 400 years. So enjoy the next set. Okay, so after this whole evening of just throwing a lot of sad things in your face, I did want to leave you all with hope. Hope for a better future. Hope is what every day relies on. I'm having hope that the next year will totally be better than this past year. And I'm having hope that there will be a turning point. And if we as artists can keep speaking up about injustice and wrongdoings in the world, then surely everyday people can do the same. And I just wanted to give you a little hope with some inspiring words by the wonderful poet Langston Hughes, set to the songs My People by Ricky Ian Gordon, The Dream Variations by Margaret Bonds, and Hold Fast to Dreams, another Florence Price piece. And I encourage you to hold fast to your dreams and hold on to your hope.
So the faces of my
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for just such a beautiful, moving, inspiring performance. I know it's not easy, during the virtual time to put things together and create all of this, and you went through a lot of trouble to, record and everything. But we're just so grateful that you took the time to do this and work with us, because I really feel like, yeah, it's exactly this kind of inspiring work that gives us energy, gives us sustenance during these times. And yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. You're so welcome. I mean, once again, thank you for having me. I think a lot of artists right now are trying to figure out their why. Why do we do it? Why do we want to do it outside of work? How does this feed me? And I felt like this was the best way to feed myself creatively. So thank you all for giving me the platform to do that.
Yeah, it's absolutely our pleasure. And thank you everyone for tuning in and sharing this with us. And we're now going to be transferring over to Zoom. So for everyone who signed up for Group Muse, please join us at Zoom, where we can continue the conversation.
Yes, I'll be there to answer any questions, or just say hi so I can see your face.
So thank you again, and we'll see everyone soon.
Great.
Thank you. Good night.
See you soon.